So, with the playoffs here, we're going to have to go through a little bit of this and that. We're making playoff predictions, and we're going to have to go a little review of how close we were last week, and then go into next week and making our reviews. We're going to keep a little counter going on, see how accurate we are going through these playoff brackets and everything. So, let's start with Kansas City and Texans. Both picked Kansas City on that one. So, 1 point each. Congratulations.
And just to say, we thought the game was going to be close, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
true.
thought Kansas City was going to win, but not as dominantly as they did. So,
No, I see. That's why I argue with you that Wild Card Weekend was wild because we had expectations of this really low-scoring defensive game, and it was a blowout. So in the overall picture, I feel it was still wild.
I get that. I just meant from a enjoyment watching a game perspective. No.
So then, okay,
Only one game had a home team score a touchdown in the first half. That is not.
yeah,
That is not great football.
but it's wild.
Sure. In the broader context.
So let's look at Steelers and Broncos. You can't. This was at least a more of an. Well, okay, I'm already second guessing myself. First half was pretty damn bad, but you can't deny this was a pretty entertaining game. Second half,
Especially the fourth quarter.
especially the fourth quarter.
You
We
know when
built.
the Bengals scored.
AJ McCarron, wild.
Yeah. Um, we did call this game being close though, and it was.
It was, yeah.
And I actually said that the Bengals would probably shoot themselves in the foot, and I thought it would be like just actual legit gameplay, not committing stupid penalties.
Like just a bad
So I
turnover at a
was,
bad time. Yeah.
yeah, something like that. Pittsburgh making a play or something,
Yeah.
and I was sort of right, just not in the way I thought it was going to be. So yeah, that's what happened. Pittsburgh won.
We both picked the Steelers for this game, so two
Right.
for two on both of our ends. So we're all tied up on that. Then we, head over to the Seahawks and the Vikings. This is the game that I said if the Vikings won was going to be the craziest upset of the playoffs, and they're this close. This close. Actually, it was further than this close. They're
It was
both
more like this.
they're
But
they're 27 yards close.
if you want to do like a literal gap, it was about that wide.
Yeah, I mean it was 27 yards worth close, but
Or however many feet he missed the goalpost block.
yeah.
If you want to be literal
Oh
about it,
right, yeah. If you want to go in that direction,
couple yards away. All
we
right, couple
did.
man, he missed it bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised the net even caught it. To be honest, that could have been somebody's free ball in the
Right,
audience.
right.
We did both pick.
They're in Minnesota. It's like, hey, look, I caught the game-losing ball.
Yeah, who's gonna buy that off eBay? Does
Seattle
anybody even
fan.
use eBay anymore? Jesus.
Seattle
Yeah. So we both picked Seattle to win, right?
We did, and we got that right by
And
the
we got
skin of
that.
the teeth.
Yeah.
So,
Although, even though I said that the Vikings would have been the biggest upset, I actually suspected a bigger blowout. Like I was expecting more of a Kansas City kind of a blowout with.
yeah, we thought if any game was a blowout, it would be this one, and it ended up being really close. And honestly, Seattle got a little lucky, but
They did. I mean, they
big,
didn't score points till almost the fourth quarter. It's just like the Bengals.
it was very similar to that game, actually.
It really
Very
was.
similar, except this time the comeback worked.
Yeah. So now we
Hey,
have this is
actually, the best game, even though I picked it.
this is where we split. You did pick Washington, and I said I was gonna stick with my home team. I had to have faith in them, and fortunately, I was correct in that. So
You were rewarded for your faith.
I was, yeah, I really was, and I wish. Now I kind of wish that I would have joined the playoff bracket at work and put some money down on it, being 4 for 4 on everything. I kind of
Yeah,
wish that I
yeah.
would have put some money down on this, but at least some bragging rights come in here that. Uh,
Shit, I know the Chiefs covered the spread.
Yeah, at least you have
I don't know.
that.
I don't know what it was, but they covered it. In my defense on this pick, I mentioned it in our Packer and Redskins video, but just in case you didn't see it, this was the game that I'd picked to be the most likely for me to be wrong.
Hmm.
Because I actually said if Aaron Rodgers started clicking again and turned back into Aaron Rodgers,
Which you did.
stop, turned back into the Hulk and stopped being Bruce Banner,
That was
I
kind
figured
of
he could win this game, and they did, and they won. So I'm not
there's.
like after when he started playing like himself, I wasn't surprised that they won at all.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody would have been surprised at that. There's two really funny things. Quickly, uh, as much as a lot of people really shit on Aikman and Buck and everything,
Yeah.
they because they're usually pretty biased versus the Packers. Even Aikman pointed out at some point that Rodgers is looking like MVP caliber again. Which I was like, okay, so he's not shitting on Rodgers. That's a very true statement, as like pointing out of him
And
winning.
Aikman just shits on everyone. That dude ain't biased.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I I don't hate those two as much as a lot of people from Wisconsin
I
generally
love
do.
him. I
Yeah.
think Aikman's hilarious. If you're a Philadelphia fan, you probably don't like him at all.
Oh, yeah, no kidding, right? But the other thing was really funny is when Kirk Cousins ran in that touchdown. They signed that ball with the date on it and like signed his name. They're like, "Oh, that's gonna go in the trophy case and everything." And I'm like, "Oh man, they had scored a touchdown ever since then." And I ended up losing the game. So like, I don't know if that ball is still
The
signed or what.
Packers trophy case.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know where that ball went, but good
Uh,
thing they have that date locked down on it.
the day we lost forever.
Anyways, so let's move on to the divisional round. We can make our picks now. First
All
game
right.
coming up Saturday is Chiefs and Patriots. Who are you picking for this game?
You know what? The most interesting thing to me about this game is, well, first of all, I'm going to say
Mm-hmm.
the Chiefs are not going to be able to do what they did to Houston to New England. At least I don't think so.
Yeah,
The most interesting thing on the Patriots side, though, is that Julian Edelman's supposed to be back in the game finally,
yeah,
which could be the difference.
could be,
But
or he could not be able to perform.
right, all that's been said. See, and I actually picked the Steelers for this reason. They've been there, they've done that, and the Patriots, compared to the Chiefs, have definitely been deep into the playoffs, more so than really anybody at this point.
Yeah,
But they also lose a playoff game more than they didn't win every Super Bowl in the last 15 years. They only won 5 of them, right?
yeah,
15,
no,
4 of them.
four. Yeah,
4 of them, and they lost 2 of them. So that said, they only made like half the Super Bowls. So chances are they'll lose in the playoffs this year. And the way the Chiefs have been playing, I think the Chiefs are the team to beat them. And if anyone's going to beat them, if anyone's going to stop them from getting to the Super Bowl at least, I think the Chiefs are the most likely team to do that. And I'm going to pick the Chiefs.
I'm also gonna pick the Chiefs, and this is gonna sound like really messed up because as bad as the Packers looked offensively in the last weeks of the playoffs, I still picked the Packers because at least they had a good defense still. Like I knew that, and I knew that there was a spark somewhere. Patriots kind of fell off, towards the end of the season. I mean, even that Dolphins game they played against is just like not looking like this. Like, what did they go 8-0? I think before they lost the game or something like that. Not looking like these potential like Super Bowl winning Patriots that they once were, and I just think Chiefs are gonna upset them. I think Chiefs have just too good of a defense that they could stop the Patriots offense. I think the Chiefs are gonna. I think they're just gonna be able to pull off a win. And I agree that this was gonna be a much closer than what the Texans. I mean, if they go 30-0 against the Patriots again, you might as well just mark them as Super Bowl champs right now, because that would be a little
I will
ridiculous.
say this much, and this is the mistake that too many teams have made. If they are only up by like 3 points or something, and for some reason the ball ends up in Brady's hands and he's got a minute or two to work with, the Chiefs are going to lose.
Yeah, It's
I mean,
true.
just he does it. Whatever. They better make sure that unless they're way up, they need to end the game with the ball.
Yeah,
You know,
that's very true. People, there's too many teams that do it. They just go, oh well, our defense has been stopping them all game, but when it matters, Brady will play his heart out, and he does
I
it
don't
well.
know if anyone's better in a 2 minute offense than Tom Brady.
Hmm.
If they could run the whole game in 2 minute offense, they'd win like every game. I mean, and I'm saying that knowing how good like Breeze is. I think Breeze might be the second best. Peyton Manning was once, probably the best in a time.
A decade ago.
But yeah, not that long. As recently as 3 years ago.
Okay.
But it's definitely Tom Brady, and you don't want to like he's the wild card
Yeah. Yeah.
that could potentially just change this whole game, kind of like Rodgers did with the Redskins game. If Tom Brady and Edelman start clicking or something, the Chiefs are going to be in there for a long day. But I'm still picking the Chiefs. They're
So,
playing good. You got to go with who's hot, right?
yep, we're both picking the Chiefs. Both on the same page in that. Now we have Arizona and the Packers as the other game on Saturday.
Okay.
Who are you going on in this one?
This is well, yeah, this is my hardest game to pick, involving the Packers again.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, I almost don't want to pick them because I feel like I'm gonna curse them, and when I pick them, they're gonna lose.
So then don't.
It just depends, man. If they're both very similar teams.
They really are, yeah.
They both have great defenses. The Packers defense is probably better up towards the line and the linebacker core, and the Arizona defense is kind of better in the secondary.
Yep.
But their quarterbacks have been playing really similar. Um, the rushing game is probably better on the Packers side right now. I would
Right
say.
now, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. David Johnson though can pull out some pretty
He
monster
can. He
games.
can. You can't count them. You can't count them out. So they're very similar. I mean, the difference probably being that the Arizona has more of a they rely on one back more, so Green Bay kind of alternates.
Yeah.
All that said, Green Bay is been there. They've done that, and if this is the flip flop, if this is the game that I don't know, and I'm just doing a pick 'em, I'm actually thinking that Green Bay is probably going to win this game if they play like they did against the Redskins for the last 3 quarters. Now, if they come out against the Cardinals like they did in the first quarter against the Redskins, they might get blown out.
Yeah. Because Cardinals will score those 21 points on the Packers if they allow them to. They will.
But with the way the Cardinals looked against Seattle, I don't know. I'm questioning which version of the Cardinals are going to show up more so.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, fuck. Can't believe his internet went out, man. Can't believe his internet went out. Are you back? Son of a bitch, man.
Anyways.
Oh, you are back. Thank God. Holy shit.
What I was saying.
Oh, thank God. Your fucking internet, man.
My camera's messing up apparently.
Fucking
So-
internet, man.
Anyways, can I close this out with audio?
Yeah, sure. Let's just try to wrap it.
All I was saying was I don't have enough faith in the Cardinals right now. That was the gist of everything I was saying. The way they performed at the end of the season, I don't have enough faith in the Cardinals. Trust me.
I will go, man. It's somewhat of a devil advocate for you. Is that besides the Super Bowl run, historically, Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs doesn't play very good,
What about
at
last
all. Well, yeah, besides last year too, but he still lost it when in the most important game. Although, man, that's hard to argue too because every game's the most important game in the playoffs. But
I mean, yeah.
Uh,
That defense collapsed, so that's not his fault.
right. Um, that being said, also historically, when Packers did go on the Super Bowl run, they're the away team the whole time. And if they can continue going on with this, being the away team, being this underdog, if you want to go, maybe, maybe that's just the way it should be. And, you know what? Maybe I'm going to still go with Packers, ultimately. I'm going to go with my whole team. I agree with a lot what you had to say is ultimately uh, they have a lot of strengths that are coming this way. We don't know what type of team that Arizona is going to pull out. Like, we just don't know that. And I got to go with my faith of the whole team. I have a little bit of worries, a little bit with what they can pull out, but not gonna vote against the Packers if they're in the playoffs. I'm just not going to. And uh, Packers are a different team than they were the last time they played Arizona. I mean, Rodgers got sacked what 8 times when they played last time.
Yeah.
Packers' offensive line has improved since then. I'm not gonna say that they're great. Like they're not. Their whole starting line isn't as healthy as what they should be, but it's better. It's better than it was then, and I'm not gonna expect 9 sacks out of Rodgers again. I mean, maybe, but I'm not expecting. So I'm picking Packers. So that's just the best way I'm gonna put it. Let's try to move on, maybe to the next game instead with Seahawks and the Panthers. Of what kind of pick you want to do with that?
All right. I even made it back visually too. It looks like.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
So, Carolina and Seattle. This is a really good game. Obviously, this is what we picked game of the week when we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
The way Seattle played, though, did not impress. Did not impress. And I'm picking Carolina for the number 1 seed. Seattle better, I said it felt kind of fluky, and I think they're going to play better, but they got to play a lot better to beat Carolina.
Oh yeah.
A lot better. And I think this might be where their run ends. I think it's probably going to be in Carolina. They're good on defense, they're good on offense, and I mean, Marshawn Lynch is I think coming back for this game potentially.
Yeah,
and he could be the difference maker.
They said he was questionable against the Vikings, and
Right.
they decided last minute to rule him out, which also maybe in a way it just showed of how maybe their overconfidence are to the Vikings. They're like, I think they could have maybe played Marshawn Lynch, and they're like, you know what, we can win this game without him. You just make sure you heal up until the following week. We'll take care of this. And then I think that's why that game was so close. Is they really underestimated the Vikings. I think they did.
Potential. I think Lynch just decided, fuck that, it's cold. I'm gonna watch this on the couch.
That could be too. That actually sounds like something he would really do.
No, not to his team.
So, you were picking Carolina in this game.
Yes.
I am also going to pick Carolina in this game. The reason why is because it's really ironic that I thought that Carolina was going to come in being the number 1 seed, that if anyone's going to beat them, that the reason they're going to lose is because they're going to be overconfident. And they have every right to be confident. They do. They're 15-1. They're number 1 seed. Like, they have every right to be confident. But that overconfidence is almost what lost Seattle against the Vikings. And I think that Carolina could also have that overconfidence. Now,
I think the loss to the Falcons might have helped them with that.
Might, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it more, I'm not going to bank on Seattle to look like that 2 games in a row. I think that Carolina still is going to be overconfident, and I think Seattle's going to win this game.
Okay.
I want Carolina to win. I do. I actually want Carolina to win this game. I think Seattle's going to take it, though.
All right. Well, we picked different, so that makes it more
I'm going to use the same words you said. Seattle has been there, done that. And
sure.
that's why.
Sure.
So, all right.
That worked for the most part in the first round.
Yeah.
The teams that have been there, done that, all won.
Yeah.
So, last game.
Last game, Steelers and Broncos. I think this is going to be definitely an easy one that we're going to agree on.
Pittsburgh all the way. No. You know what? They could. This would be the upset of the week, right?
This
The most
would be
shocking.
the most shocking one of the
And it's
entire week.
it's no disrespect to Pittsburgh, but they're beat up. I just don't think they can handle Denver right now.
Yeah.
They got so banged up. Brown, Roethlisberger, especially like the major two. They're lacking. Uh, is D'Angelo Williams like out? Is he done? I'm not entirely sure on that.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entitled.
I think it's
It doesn't look promising. I'll say that.
right. I mean, if he's out too, it's up in the air, I guess, at this point. But if he's
Yeah.
out too, I mean, he wasn't even the starter; he was the backup, but he's playing like a starter. So we'll
Yeah.
say you have all three of your major starters at your skill positions are hurt. I mean, it's not looking good. And
Yeah.
Denver got a week off.
Yeah. Peyton Manning
So,
had another extra week of practice for him.
Yeah, who knows? Well, who knows how that quarterback? I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think the Broncos have announced it.
If Steelers are going to win this game, it's going to be purely defensively, and they're going to have to play a hell of a game against turning the ball over against Peyton Manning. That'd be the only shot
I noticed
they have.
that they were asking Roethlisberger after the game if he felt like he'd be able to play next week, and all he would say is this week was a good win for our team. So I don't even think he knows.
Yeah, he has no idea.
So no, so I mean, with the the quarterback situation is probably the most interesting story going into the game.
Yeah.
For both teams. But overall, the Broncos are just healthier, and that defense, when that defense is on, it's, I mean, probably the best defense in the league. So,
If
Denver.
Denver's defense performs at a top rate, we could see as big of a blowout as the Chiefs and the Texans potentially.
Yeah.
We really could. I mean, Roethlisberger can't throw a deep ball. I mean, as healthy as that he wants to say he is, he can't at this point. And even if he wants to try to throw a deep ball, he doesn't have Antonio Brown to throw it to anymore. So that is pretty much my biggest reason. Steelers defense could maybe, if
Shit, the way Bryant is doing somersaults and stuff to catch balls, it might not matter.
but wasn't that before Roethlisberger got hurt though?
Yeah, he came back and he did one decent. We'll have to see how good his arm is.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. What's also that we didn't even consider. Let's say hypothetically that Steelers defense plays really well and starts turning the ball over against Peyton Manning. Who's to say that they're not going to put Osweiler back in? He can win the game.
Who knows? That's what I'm saying.
Right?
The quarterback situation for both teams.
If you want to come down
Osweiler might start for all we know. We don't know.
I find that unlikely. I think Peyton's starting.
It's possible.
I mean, it is possible, yeah, but I think Peyton's going to start. But here's what it comes down to. If Peyton starts playing bad and Osweiler comes in, I would trust Osweiler to win the game. If Ben starts playing bad or gets more hurt somehow, and you have Jarvis Landry coming in, Jarvis Landry is losing the game. I would trust Osweiler over Landry any day of the week.
Landry's on.
Yeah. Did I say Jarvis Landry? Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Landry names, whatever.
Okay, if he came in and is the quarterback,
if Jarvis Landry
that would be really
decided,
impressive because he's not even on that team.
Yeah, if Jarvis Landry decided that he's gonna join the Pittsburgh Steelers out of nowhere, then we're not even watching the same game anymore. That's my bad. Sorry, everybody.
Cool.
I'm supposed to be like some Wisconsin small
Have you
town
been
and
drinking?
uh, yes. Supposed to sound like this smart analyst, and I'm fucking saying wrong ass names, so whatever.
Just throw up everywhere. No, I haven't been drinking. I think that's about it, though, huh? We did all the games, so
All the games coming up, yeah.
we had some minor issues where I
Yeah,
disappeared for a
sorry about
second.
the technical difficulties on that, but
I don't know what happened. My internet just flipped.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that either, but we got a pick sound, so it's almost identical to last week. We had 3 games that we all picked the same. You know, if anybody didn't notice, I also picked Broncos for this game and everything. And then we're split on one. And Did you officially pick the Packers too? Okay.
That's my toss up of the week.
Yeah, my toss up. I definitely was going into this video. I was picking Carolina all the way, and then like last minute, I decided to switch to Seattle, which generally that's never a good idea. So we'll see if it pays off.
You've been right so far. So.
Yeah, we'll see how long that goes. So, if anybody wants to also comment and who their picks are, as compared to our picks, you can tell us your reasonings why. Everything you want to do under the sun, leave us a comment. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can tell us what your thoughts are there about the playoffs so far, who you think is going to win, etc., etc. And we'll definitely be having more videos on the playoffs in general. We'll have our late calls coming out, so make sure to watch all of those as well, because we'll be having a lot to discuss about a lot of things coming up between now to the Pro Bowl to the Super Bowl to everything in between. You have any last words?
There's nothing in between the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, for us there will be. He's lying. Don't believe him. Don't believe him. I'm just trying to excite him.
You excited me.